Hello, and today I'll be showing you how to get the Infiltrator Elite class from the Turning Tides DLC really easily. It spawns on Achibaba at the 2 minute and 2 second mark, and it spawns on Cape Helles at the 3 minute mark. It is much easier to get when you're on the Ottoman side, and when you're British, as you can see, it's quite hard to get it and remain alive. Basically, you get the following. You get the Martini Henry grenade launcher with 21 rounds, a sawn-off shotgun, a signal flare for calling in artillery, a knife, a spotlight for any teammate to spawn on, 2 smoke grenades, and that's pretty much it. Like any other elite class, you will get shot at a lot, and you're gonna need medics nearby. So here's one really massive tip: stay with some teammates. They will also not just help you by keeping enemies away from you, they'll also probably prevent bayonet charging, and hopefully there'll be a medic with you, because if you take a few hits, you're not like the sentry or flame trooper who can take quite a bit of damage. You go down pretty quickly as this elite class. Luckily, you have an increased speed to run, and your grenade launcher is very powerful, killing in one hit at pretty much point blank splash damage areas. Another useful tip is to make sure you have your shotgun always loaded. As long as it's loaded, anyone that tries to bayonet charge you will hopefully get killed. Now, also another thing to keep in mind is always put down your spotlight. It despawns very quickly. I don't know if it's a set amount of spawns on it or you just time limits, but you'll always get it by the time it's gone. Also, keep away from assault players using Hellregals. That's just a general tip for everything, to be honest. Just because they are the most disgusting things in the game at killing elite classes. Just the fact you can probably take out at least 2 with the mag size you've got on that thing, especially if it's defensive. Support players are also another danger, but since their guns are usually low damage, unless it's that Parabellum thing added in the Russian DLC. That thing scares me. But luckily you won't run into many people on this, because either they won't have the DLC or they can't be bothered unlocking the gun. Now, ammo's not really a problem with this thing, due to the fact that you have 20 run grenades to launch at people. 22 to make that, if you keep that in mind. Due to the fact that you'll have one less because you've got to load your grenade launcher when you pick it up. Now, your signal flare will respawn after a select amount of time. I think it's usually about 40 seconds is a decent estimate. You'll hear the resupply sound when you get it back, and if you haven't got it out when it comes back, you'll have it instantly loaded. Now, it has a large area of effect, and it works like any other flare. People burn to death if they get hit by it, but it's not generally a good idea. It's quite good for launching down a choke point and blowing people up, but the artillery takes a while to get there. Like here, I'm using it to keep everyone at bay. You're gonna keep putting down that spot flare as I'm doing here. Now, as you can see, I'm sticking with my team. I'm not going for tons of kills. I'm keeping them suppressed, launching nades after nade in their direction. Also, some enemies will die due to splash damage very quickly from the grenade launcher, because you can just blast people away with one shot. Usually, you won't be targeted at first because people don't really know that you're there. But when you start racking up about 50 kills or something, like I almost did one time, everyone is going to want you dead. Like, you'll get assault players running around the map to try and bayonet charge you, which I've had happen to me a few times. Uh, People will try and just shoot you in any way they can. They'll usually target you first because they notice that you're an elite. It's just people do usual tactics for killing elites, which is really disgusting, to be honest. Like bayonet charge and getting behind you and bayonet charging. That's you. Like most of my deaths I've experienced with the infiltrator is from bayonet charging, due to the fact that the reload animation takes an age and it's not actually done when you've reloaded it. As you noticed right there, it takes a wee second for the grenade to actually register in the chamber. It's quite infuriating, and this has gotten me killed a few times due to the fact that it doesn't even register as in the barrel, and when it should really be in the barrel. And there's no stage reloading with this weapon. Like, you can't just pop the grenade in and then just run for it, then put the shot in. Now here you can see I was completely flanked everywhere. I tried throwing down my smokes, didn't work. Tried going over here, didn't work because they were at B. They'd completely flanked me and I was on 3 health. It's really infuriating when this happens because all your team just gets completely surrounded. You usually won't survive this, like here. At this point I was doing a last ditch attempt to stay alive, even trying to get teammates to spawn on a beacon, but I went down. Well, that's pretty much everything you need to know. I will leave you off with an example of the really infuriating reload glitch.